As cheesy as it may be, in this week's episode of Ushio and Tora, the power of friendship saves the day. This episode is a glorified build-up to the finale of the series. It seems like the last couple of episodes have just had its sole purpose of building up this big final battle with the Hakumen no Mono, which officially kicks off at the very end of this episode with all of the demons, Ushio, Tora, the humans, getting ready to throw down with Hakumen no Mono and all of its minions, which look suspiciously just like Gurren. This episode right here was honestly quite nice, not so much in the action, but more so in the characterization, especially the scene at the very first half of the episode with Tora and Mayuko. I've joked in the past about the fact that Mayuko's infatuation with Tora is borderline romantic, but in my humble opinion, it's officially confirmed in this episode. If Tora was human, these two would definitely be dating each other. They truly do love each other. Any way you want to look at it, they care about each other's well-being and they want to save the day. The scene where Tora is sort of falling down in the ocean and telling himself that he has a hole in his heart, of course is incredibly symbolic and easy to follow, but it's not until Mayuko finally comes down there and starts to confront him where things start to get actually kind of nice. I really love this scene because Mayuko basically tells Tora that she's getting ready to seal away Hakumen no Mono as the Oyakumi, and she's going to be doing it for hundreds of years, and she wants Tora to protect her. But Tora doesn't want this to happen. He wants her to truly be free, so he decides, screw that shit, we're gonna kill Hakumen no Mono now, and we're gonna look kick-ass doing it, because right after that, his body is healed, he jumps up into the air, the Asafuze armor goes onto his body, and he's ready to kick ass, joining Ushio and all of his friends and all the monsters as they push back Hakumen no Mono and start to kick some demon ass. Surprisingly enough, we also get to see the death of the Hammer Institute scientists, who, try as they might, unfortunately are going to go out in the blaze of glory. They're still incredibly helpful to their cause, and their final moment is honestly kind of nice as well. I like the fact that they're remembering their old friend, they start whistling to each other, like in their happier days. Right after that, they simply die because all of the rubble falls on top of them. It's at this moment that we realize all bets are off, anyone can die at this moment, and this is really the build-up to the big final battle right here. Especially when they're pushing the Hakumen no Mono across the ocean, which honestly has some pretty cool imagery attached to it. The Hakumen no Mono already looks freaking awesome. It's one of the coolest villains I've ever seen, but I love the fact that its actual power is freezing the water that it's skidding across. So this giant wake of water is transforming into these icy crags that the demons are constantly having to plow through while having to push this thing and contain it within a barrier all at the same time. It's pretty damned insane, and I have to admit, I am slightly disappointed by the fact that it looks like the final battle is going to take place right here in the middle of the ocean in this like giant ice field. I would have really liked to see more of Hakumen no Mono in the actual world, going around to cities, freaking out people. We did have one episode where it did do that, but I just wanted to see more of the raw destruction that is the Hakumen no Mono. Does that make me kind of a scary guy? Maybe. I just wanted to see more of what this thing was truly capable of. But now that Ushio and Tora are here, they're all powered up and they got armor and the power of friendship on their side, Hakumen no Mono is pretty much 100% screwed at this point. So, what's the rundown on this week's episode of Ushio and Tora? It was a necessary episode. We eventually had to get back to Tora and Ushio finally getting over all of their bullshit so they can team up and fight against the final villain of the series. Sunrise, sunset, at least we got through it real quick. The good news is this episode did a great job of showing that Tora is not just a mindless monster and he doesn't just want to eat people randomly. He's got a good heart, and he wants to fill that heart with the love of all of his friends. God, that is cheesy when I say it out loud, but that's exactly what's going on in this episode. His wounds are not just physical, they're mental as well, and he has to get over that by having to confront Mayuko in this episode. It was a really nice moment, and probably my favorite thing about it, aside from all the cool imagery of Hakumen no Mono. Otherwise, this was just a glorified build-up episode. No more, no less. But it might get you excited for the big battle which is coming, and it looks like it's going to be insane. That being said, I still think this was kind of an average episode of Ushio and Tora, so I'm going to drop a 3 out of 5 on this one right here. I thought it was okay, but I am genuinely excited to see how they're going to wrap up the entire series, because we just got all of these cool monsters in one setting. It's at least got to look somewhat entertaining. And those are my thoughts on this week's episode. If any of you did watch this week's episode of Ushio and Tora, make sure to tell me what you thought about it in the comment section below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Please tell me why. And what do you want to see from the finale of Ushio and Tora? That's right, it's that time of the video where I ask you to subscribe and hit the like button and maybe even check out all our other cool videos. Make sure to do that. But guys, thank you again for watching. I really appreciate it. And as always, stay dandy, baby.